Welcome back. The Coalition of Independents announced 5 new ratified candidates for the 2026 general elections. The new candidates were revealed during the opening of the new party headquarters on Chippingham Road. They include Aram Lewis for Central Grand Bahama, Natasha Mitchell for North Eleuthera, Kristan Hasty for South and Central Eleuthera, Carol Farrington in South Beach, and Carlton Clare is their new candidate for South Andros and Mangrove Key. Coalition of Independents leader Mr. Lincoln Bain endorsed each of the candidates.
These are persons who decided to come forward. A lot of Bahamians feel that we need to have change in our country, but not many Bahamians have the courage to really risk their personal lives and their personal finances to really make a change in this country. And they're qualified. Standing behind me is a contractor. We have Mr. Hasty, who's a young medical professional who was using his expertise in the United States, but decided to come home and bring that expertise back here. Of course, we know Aram Lewis is an engineer standing behind me. And so we have qualified real Bahamians who want to see change.
Thus far, the Coalition of Independents has ratified 33 of 39 candidates for the 2026 general elections. Negotiations between the Public Hospitals Authority, the PHA, and the Consultant Physician Staff Association, the CPSA, has always seemingly been a bit rocky. The progress is. However, last Thursday, both organizations came together to sign a long-awaited agreement. One of the major issues that was resolved was the CPA's refusal to cooperate with the PHA's desire to implement a time and attendance record by having doctors clock in and out, especially when working overtime. Dr. Aubernet Roll, Managing Director of the Public Hospitals Authority, was asked how this long-standing issue was resolved.
One of the matters that may have delayed our ability to move forward, which would have been swiping in. I think the elements that we discussed and were able to negotiate and move forward with was in relations to CPSA signing in terms of when you arrive and when you leave. We were able to come to common ground on that, and it was just ensuring, particularly for myself, to ensure that even in the event where there is compensation, there's the ability to definitively say those parties who would have been involved. But
Dr. Sherelle Lockhart, president of the CPSA, also spoke to the resolution from the physician's perspective.
I do want to make comment that from our perspective, there is lots of work that is done when we are not in the four walls of an institution, and so our concern is to make sure that those times and hours are captured. And so we certainly need to come to an agreement as to how to capture that time that we are working outside of the four walls where we can physically swipe in and out.
Both parties say they will continue to move forward with improving the healthcare system in the Bahamas, and the care for all patients is their main focus. And finally, the Ministry of Social Services, in collaboration with the Chinese Embassy Nassau and the Office of the Spouse of the Prime Minister, presented the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities much-needed new equipment on Monday. The Chinese Embassy made a donation of 7 wheelchairs, 10 mobility aids, and 14 walking canes. Chinese Ambassador to the Bahamas, Yan Zhirong, explained that China has a population of 1.4 billion people, with some 85 million people with disabilities. And so China also attaches great importance to the development and protection of people with disabilities.
And this year actually marks the 4th consecutive year for the Chinese Embassy to make such donations to the Commission, and we will continue to do so. My deputy, the deputy of my embassy actually, Mr. Zhang, Councillor Zhang, he's also scheduled to visit Grand Bahama soon, also to make donation of assistive devices and daily necessities to Grand Bahama. As we hand over today's supplies, let us together reaffirm our shared commitment to protecting the rights and well-being of all persons with disabilities.
First Lady Anne-Marie Davis thanked the Chinese ambassador and her embassy for donating the items. She said the occasion is not just a celebration of generosity, but it is a testament of enduring friendship between the Bahamas and China.
And we are ecstatic that the supplies made it here on time for today, because we want to be reminded of the collective world where everyone has the equal opportunities, like Her Excellency said, to thrive for causes that elevate humanity.
According to Minister responsible for Social Services, Miles Larota, 16% of Bahamians, the Bahamian population, have some form of disability, which rounds out to be about 64,000 people. He said that their organization has helped some 2,200 of them, meaning that they have a lot of work left to be done.
And we look forward to spreading the word, but also encourage other countries, NGOs, and companies to partner with the Office of the Spouse and Social Services, in particular the Commission for Persons with Disabilities, to make their lives more enjoyable, to give them more freedom, and for them to feel that they're a functioning part of our society.
Mr. Larota said the new equipment will be put to good use, helping Bahamians with disabilities to enjoy a more comfortable life. That will do it for your JCN Evening News. I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.